So chapter 4 of Ezra, we're going to read the names, well, the meanings of the names to see the revelation that the Almighty is given us through them. So starts with Yehuda, then goes to Benjamin, then Israel, and those three names. Well, in this case, remember Benjamin has two meanings, depending on how you read it, because it means son of the right hand or son of days. Benjamin, because he was born when Yaakov was older. And he represents, as the son of the right hand, he represents the first, Yahushua HaMashiach. Son of days represent the last, the one who comes at the end times. So the praise of Yahweh will be taught, given, sent, done by the son of the right hand, Mashiach, who died for our sins. He is the praise of Yahweh because we praise Yahweh in the name of Yahushua. So the praise of Yahweh is the name of Yahushua, the son of the right hand. We could also say that the praise of Yahweh will come through the son of days at the end times, who is the one who will rule like the mighty one, who contends with the mighty one of this world. He who was born in confusion, sown in Babylon. So the praise of Yahweh will come through the son of days, the last, just like Benjamin was the last son of Jacob. The praise of Yahweh will manifest through the son of days when he contends with the mighty one of this world in order to rule like the mighty one, after being sown in Babel, after being born in a Gentile nation, after being raised in confusion. Since it is on the screen, I'll show you guys, because this is Shachor. Shachor. Shachor means black. In this case, Ashachor would be, I will be black, or I will blacken. Now, Ashur means a step. So I wonder how, well, here, do you see? Ashur, Assyria, Ashur. You see how these four letters are the same that are here, but they are divided by a letter Het, which is actually the letter that means division. So Ashur is a step, right? To walk, to go on, to be straight. And like I mentioned, the first two letters mean fire. These three letters mean the ox, representing the ox that is sacrificed on Yom Kippur, the witness like Moshe, the one who comes from Babylon. So this name connects with the last a lot. So I will use it with the last, but I won't mention the other meanings. I will just focus on the meaning of Ashur, not the meaning, for instance, the fire that comes as a bull or an ox to be the protection of the congregation, the head, and the prince. Pretty much everything that I just said, we can see it in the word Ashur, but I won't mention it. I will just mention a step. So the praise of Yahweh comes through the son of days, the last, in the end times, when he comes to contend with the mighty one of this world, Lucifer, in order to rule like the mighty one, just like David taking the place of Shaul, the last taking the place of Lucifer. After he's sown in confusion, born in a Gentile nation, raised in a false doctrine, a step has given a brother, in the sense of after the walk, which we could say, after Yahweh plays the way of Yahweh, which is the first, then he gave a brother. The next step would be the way to put it. The next step after Mashiach, the first, was for a brother to come, the prodigal son, the last. Remember that the last comes from Joseph. Joseph means he will add. He will add what? A brother. That's why after Joseph came Benjamin, his brother. Rachel or Rachel, when she was going to give birth to Joseph, she said, I want another son. So I'm going to name him, he shall add. Since she wanted Yahweh to add another son to her, then she named the first son, he will add. So the first son of Rachel, Joseph, represents addition, represents gathering, represents the harvest, represents being another one, the last, the one who comes after the first. Yahushua the first, and his brother, the prodigal son, the last. So when he is born in Babel, the next step is to become a brother, or now also Ashur. I'm wondering why this word is here, so let me go and check it real quick. You see, Ashur, a step. Now, look how, well, here it says a step, rarely, Ashur written that way. That word is rarely written this way, but look how it appears. Ashur is here, and then it says, apparently from Ashar, right? So we go to Ashar, and we have that it says to go straight, walk, go on, advance, make progress, go straight on, make progress, etc., etc. Now I want you to see something. Okay, let me go to the translator. You already saw that word is this, right? Aleph Shin Resh. And you see how it's being translated as which? Because that's the most common meaning of that word when pronounced Asher. We saw here is Ashar, Ashar, a verb, meaning he went straight. But Asher, in fact, for instance, that is also the name of one of the tribes, right? Asher. And that means happy, happiness, Asher. But the Asher, which means which, is the same one that we find in Exodus when Yahweh says, Eye Asher Eye, I will be who I will be. So we are seeing that Asher, the word in the middle, just like Yahweh who is in the middle, and he has the first and the last on the right and on the left, as we also saw in Zechariah 4. Eye, I will be the first. Asher, I will be the last. So we can see the Asher as Yahweh in the middle, who manifests as first and last, two Ayes, right? And like we just saw, Asher is the root of that name Ashur, which has so many connotations with fire, head, prince, wall, ox, etc. So through this, we can connect it with Yahweh and also with happiness, like I mentioned, like the tribe of Asher. You see, the tribe of Asher, same letters, pronounced differently, means happy. So going back, the praise of Yahweh comes to the Son of Days, the last who comes to contend with the mighty one of this world, to rule as the mighty one. After being sown in confusion, born in Babylon. Yahweh Asher, Eye Asher, has given a brother, the second Eye, the brother of Mashiach the first. Yahweh has given a brother. Or like I said, since Ashur means step, and you only have 2 feet, then you make one step, that being the first, right? In this case, it would be the right. Not to start with the left, right? So right foot, that will be the first, Yahushua, who sits at the right hand. But then Yahweh is going to step forward to bring the brother, as in 2 feet being brothers. So he has given a brother by making the second step. And remember that feet represent the end times, just like head represents the beginning. Reshit, Rosh, same root, beginning, head. So that's why the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, in fact, Nebuchadnezzar, who was the king of Babylon, he saw a statue whose feet represented the last kingdom, the end times. And there was a stone who came down and destroyed those kingdoms by hitting the statue on its feet. Now, of course, if we see this in the negative, because from Ashur came Sennacherib, who was a representation of the beast, then that would be the beast, the Assyrian, will get a brother, the second beast, the false prophet. And they will move on, as in they will start what they want to accomplish, which is the New World Order. But to continue with the first, which I believe is the main one, the praise of Yahweh, which comes through the Son of Days, the last in the end times, who contends with the mighty one and who will rule like the mighty one, will be sown in Babylon, born in confusion, raised in a Gentile nation, when Yahweh makes a step in order to give a brother to the firstborn, that being the prodigal son, who will step or walk straight. To walk, you need a way. You need to go a certain way. Yahushua is the way of Yahweh. So when the last comes as the brother of the first, he needs to walk straight through the way that Yahushua prepared 2,000 years ago. So once the brother comes from Babylon, he will walk straight, which also connects with him coming out of Babylon, stepping out of Babylon, represented by a step from Assyria. So he who was born in Babylon as the brother that was given by Yahweh, like two steps, first and last, he will go straight through the way that Yahweh prepared in Yahushua as the fire, the ox that will die in Yom Kippur, the wall that protects the congregation. He will be sown in confusion, but he will be saved. And he will contend with the mighty one of this world and rule like the mighty one, and will bring praise to Yahweh, for he is the consuming fire. He will praise Yahweh, for he possesses the fire, the furnace, and those who are splendid. We could say, because he has the power to punish those who are wicked, to send them to the fire of hell, and he has the power over those who are splendid and pure. Praise Yahweh, for thou possess the furnace, which is pure and splendid, we could say as well, as in a fire that is not of hell, but of purity, splendor, as the splendor of a king. So he who was sown in Babylon will be saved and will contend with the mighty one. Interestingly enough, this saved or salvation could be meaning he will be saved from Babylon, from the confusion, by receiving the revelation. But also he will be saved, meaning he will be resurrected. And after he's resurrected, the first thing he does is go up, get authority in order to contend with the mighty one of this world in Revelation 12. And then he will praise Yahweh, for he possesses the fire, the furnace. He will have power over the fire and over those who are splendid, the chosen few. He will praise Yahweh because he has authority over the fire and over those who are pure and splendid. He will be a sovereign who is pure. He will be a splendid sovereign when he becomes King of Kings. But I will be silent and poor. So Achashverosh. I'll go here. Achashverosh. I will be silent and poor. Title of the king of Persia, probably Xerxes or Xerxes, depending on how you pronounce it. Xerxes. And we have here also Ahashverosh, apparently the Hebrew form of the name Xerxes. So now go in here, you see the name Ahashverosh, right? We separate this, we have Ach, that is brother. We separate this, we have Shor, that is bull, that is the ox. So the brother is the bull who dies on Yom Kippur, who comes as the Son of Man, being the consuming fire. Ach, Shor, Vav as the Son of Man, Shin as the Esh, fire. The brother is the bull who comes as the Son of Man, being the fire. And if we look at the name as they translate it, I will be silent and poor. We could say that it is because the last will come as a thief in the night. A thief tries not to make noise, at least a good thief, if you could say the word good for a thief. I will be silent. So a thief, when he goes into a house, tries to be silent in order not to be heard by the people who are in the house. And poor. A thief is poor, and if not, will end up poor eventually. But that is not the only point connecting this to a thief, because the last comes as a thief in the night. But also we could say poor in the sense of, as Isaiah 42 says, he will be blind and deaf, spiritually speaking. So poor spiritually, as in not having the knowledge and the wisdom until Yahweh gives him the revelation, for he was born in confusion, which is spiritual poverty. So since the last is coming as the prodigal son, born in Babel, he comes silent and poor because he doesn't have the word, therefore he's silent. He doesn't have the knowledge and wisdom, which are greater than gold and silver. Therefore, by not having wisdom and knowledge, he's poor. And by not having the word, he is silent. So the brother who comes as the ox, the bull who will be sacrificed on Yom Kippur, is the Son of Man coming as the consuming fire, who comes as a thief in the night. And since he is born in Babylon, he will be without the word, silent, and poor, because he won't have knowledge and wisdom, which is greater than silver and gold. So I will be silent and poor, but I will praise Yahweh while teaching Shalom. So you see the sovereign, King of Kings, who will be splendid after being silent and poor, after not having the word and not having knowledge and wisdom. But then he will praise Yahweh and he will teach Shalom. He will instruct peace. And then we have Artaxshasta, which says, I will make the spoil to boil. I will stir myself in winter. There are, I think, several meanings that they give to this name. A bunch of letters for this name. Well, yeah, they don't add anything here pretty much. So I'll just look at, since there are so many letters, so I was apprehensive. Well, yeah, we have a lot of things here, but for instance, here's the ox, who will be the head, who will seal the chosen few in the end times, coming as the wall that will separate the few from the many, Israel from the Gentiles, the pure from the wicked, as the consuming fire, the Son of Righteousness, who will bring a change at the end when he seals the chosen few and is sacrificed as the ox. As you know, Yahweh made everything through 10 sayings. Then he gave 10 commandments. Yahushua is the word. He fulfilled all the commandments. So the will of Yahweh is shown in every word that you take, no matter what it is. For instance, Arta Shashta. So going back. So he was saying, I will make the spoil to boil. Look how Artajerjes, look how it says, I will make the spoil to boil. So he will fight a war, get the spoil, and make it boil. And for instance, when you want to make something boil, you put it on the furnace. So look how it's pretty much saying that the one who will stir himself in order to boil the spoil of the enemy is he who possesses the furnace, the fire that was given to him by Yahweh in order to rule as sovereign of splendor, who came silent and poor, but through the praise of Yahweh taught shalom, or teaches shalom. He will make the spoil of the enemy to boil, for he is the furnace. And then he says, I will stir myself in the winter, which can be connected with the war of Har Megiddo, which most likely will happen in the winter, fulfilling the feast of Purim. Then it says, in shalom, I will make the spoil boil. I will stir myself in the winter in shalom. So when it comes to what I mentioned, stirring himself to fight the war of Har Megiddo, then he would place shalom in the world after the war of Har Megiddo. Or we could say that he will make the enemy burn to bring shalom, and he will stir himself in winter in the sense of stirring his ministry, not in the winter. In fact, it will be after the winter. We are in the winter in the Hebrew calendar. And now that I mentioned that in the prophecy that we were talking about, he mentions the winter and then spring as being key to, as being key to the fulfillment of what he was saying. He said the spring was going to be key. Like I said, winter is before the spring. And that could mean he will stir himself in the winter this time so that he can start his ministry, the 3.5 years, 1,260 days next to Eliyahu in spring. But if we take it as the very end of the last 7, that's the war of Har Megiddo in winter. So I will make the spoil to boil. I will stir myself in winter in shalom. For I was given by the mighty one of the harvest, by the water of life, sent by the Most High. And I know this word, as we just saw it, is a name of a false deity, false Elohim, but the things that they give to this entity are things that belong to the Most High. The honor that they give Mitra is the honor that belongs to Yahweh. So that's why I said it that way. So I will make the spoil boil, and I will stir myself in the winter in shalom. For I was given by the mighty one of the harvest and the water of life. For Elohim is good. Or we could say given by the Almighty as the mighty one of goodness, the good one. Or because Elohim is good, I will make the spoil to boil. I will stir myself in the winter with compassion. Look how first it said, I will stir myself in the winter in shalom. Now I will stir myself in the winter with compassion. Kind of fits. Like the sun. You see Shimshai, you see how it has Shemesh, So this is the name there. Shin Mem Shin Yu. So sunny. But here is Shemesh, that is sun. The last comes as the son of righteousness. So he will be sunny, or he will be sunny when he appears with compassion. And you know that compassion connects with the passion that comes with the heart, compassion. And you know how passion is connected with fire, like that of the sun. So he will have a passion for the people of Yahweh, and therefore will give them light as the sun. So I will make the spoil to boil. Also, boiling goes with the fire of the sun. So I will make the spoil to boil. I will stir myself in the winter with compassion, like the son of righteousness, teaching shalom. I will make the spoil to boil. I will stir myself in the winter with compassion, as the son of righteousness, bringing judgment, son of judgment. Look at that. Shimshai and the Dinites. Din means judgment. So with compassion as the son of righteousness, as the son of judgment, to bring division. Remember, the last comes to divide the wheat from the tares, the righteous from the wicked, the few from the many, etc. So I will make the spoil boil. I will stir myself in the winter with compassion as the son of righteousness, bringing judgment in order to cause division. I will divide the deceivers, for they are of the fallen mountain. They are of the fallen kingdom. They are of the fallen angels, those who cause division. So since they bring division in order to destroy humanity, Yahweh will come to divide them from reality, get them away from this reality. That's why Yahushua said, don't think I come to bring shalom. I came to bring division and a sword. The word of Yahweh is the sword that we use to divide the truth from the lies. Like when Yahweh in the first day of creation divided or separated the light from darkness. So as I just saw this, so I will stir myself in the winter with compassion as the son of judgment against those who cause division within the congregation. For they are of the fallen. The causers of division are in lengthy confusion. The lily, which connects with Israel, is lengthy, which connects with the confusion mentioned before within the Gentiles. So Israel was scattered, sent, spread itself all the way to the Gentile nations. They heaped on those nations. In fact, Ephraim is called Melo Hagoim, the fullness of the nations. The lily became a lengthy Gentile, but the horned bull will abolish the thorns. The last comes as a bull, I already mentioned it, to be sacrificed on Yom Kippur. Horn connects with authority, power. Yahweh says of the last that he's the bull. I mean, in the book of Micah, the prophet, Yahweh says that the last is the horn of Jerusalem, a iron horn. So he's a horned bull. That's why he comes from Ephraim, who is represented by a bull in Deuteronomy. So horned bull will abolish thorns. Thorn represents sin. So once the bull, who has the authority, is sacrificed on Yom Kippur to rectify the sin of the golden calf, then the sin, the thorn, will be abolished, because that sacrifice will happen on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. So through atonement, sin is abolished. And it is the last that has to happen for everything to be completed. So the horned bull will abolish sin and go to the watch mountain, or abolish the sin of the watch mountain, of those who are watchers and are a kingdom. The kingdom of Yahweh, the chosen few who are expecting him, are watching, they are expecting him. So that's why the bull comes, in order to abolish sin for them who guard the Torah, which is the meaning of Shomron. So the horn bull will abolish sin for those who watch, who are a mountain. And to those who have caused division, for instance, dividing doctrines, making so many denominations within Christianity, for instance. And those who have caused division will be taught shalom with compassion by the Son that watches over the mountain, by the Son of Righteousness, who takes care of the kingdom and those who are part of it. While teaching shalom, I will make the spoil to boil, and I will stir myself in the winter with compassion as the Son of Righteousness, teaching peace, instructing shalom as the sovereign who is splendid and pure. And that's how it ends.